What is up, good people? Yes, it's your boy Realla, and I want to welcome you all to the very first episode of Realla's World. This is a podcast where we're going to have real conversations of a ton of different things, whether it be pop culture, sports, gaming, anime, you name it. You know, I'm a man of many interests, and we're going to talk about all that kind of stuff here. Now, this episode right here is going to be kind of like a prologue episode 0, if you may. This episode was actually recorded all the way back in 2021, I believe. This is a podcast that I've wanted to do for a very long time. Even before that, I've wanted to do this podcast, and you know, life be lifing. Things got in the way, but we're finally doing it. We're doing it. So you guys can expect to have a new episode every single Friday, around 12 p.m., 11 a.m. CST every Friday, on all platforms. It'll be on Apple Music, Spotify, basically anywhere you can find a podcast. The podcast will be there with a video version dropping on YouTube. Again, like I said, every Friday, 11 or 12 p.m. CST. I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, this episode was actually filmed a long time ago. I wasn't really sure if I was going to post or not, but I listened to a little bit of it. Honestly, guys, I haven't listened to the full thing since then. When this releases, I'm actually going to listen to the entire thing with you guys. So, you know, we're in the same boat. But the little bits that I did listen to, I was saying some stuff that kind of shocked me of what my mentality was back then. And it's some good stuff. So I still want you guys to hear it. Also, I want you guys to see the growth from like when I first did this episode to even just this intro now. And as we get further and further in this podcast, you can kind of see my growth from beginning all the way up until hopefully we never end. You know, we go for years. But yeah, still want to drop this episode. This podcast, we're not going to edit much. There's going to be very little edits unless like we have some kind of technical issue, which if y'all rock with me, y'all know we tend to have those. So very little edits. Is going to be raw, as uncut as possible. Whatever I say is what y'all going to hear, what y'all going to see, and we're going to go with that. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Again, we're going to go ahead and roll into the episode. Just want to give y'all a little introduction so you kind of knew what was up. Of course, I'm about to look a lot different. I was 5 years younger. I'm almost 30 now. I think I was 25 in this video. So, yeah, things have changed quite a bit. But again, still a good one. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Next week's episode will be a freshly recorded episode. I promise. And every episode after that will be new. I just wanted to go ahead and put this one out there again to show y'all, let y'all listen, and we can all see the growth. Again, it's got some good stuff. But I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Realla, and I just want to welcome you and also thank you for taking the time out to listen and to tune into the very first episode of a brand new podcast that I'm calling Realla's World. The point of this podcast is to kind of talk about topics and things and just stuff that I've gone through or witnessed or experienced or just really want to talk about that I can't do on Twitch or within a YouTube video. When I was growing up, there's a lot of stuff that I kind of went through that I always thought that I was the only one that ever happened to. And as I got older, I realized that it typically wasn't just me. There was thousands of people, millions of people going through the same stuff. But just with my little bubble, I always thought it was just me. So this podcast is a way for me to kind of talk about those things, maybe help some of you guys out, and for you guys to kind of talk about that stuff with me as well in the comments, or you guys can get at me on Twitter and stuff like that. And we can kind of have discussions on that, on those topics. Also, it's going to be like a little bit of like a diary for me to kind of talk about things, get stuff off my chest. I'm also trying to have guests on here too, so if any of you guys out there want to be a guest on the show, get at me on Twitter. If you got some topics you want to talk about and discuss with me, just let me know. I'm always trying to have guests on here, giving shout outs, things like that. But let's go ahead and dive into the very first episode of Realla's World. And one thing I want to stay up front, like right in the beginning, this whole podcast, one whole point of it is to be kind of like open and just as raw as possible. So there are going to be very few, if any, edits in this entire thing. So if I stumble over words or if I mess up and go, just, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to happen. I'm going to leave most of the mistakes in there unless my house start catching on fire and I got to dip and then come back and start recording. Unless something like that happens, I'm gonna leave it in the video and we'll just roll through it. But let's go ahead and jump into the first episode. Like I said, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to just listen to it. Obviously it's a podcast, so it'll be kind of long. Just go ahead, throw it on, maybe while you're driving, doing homework, or washing dishes or something like that. Throw the podcast on, listen with me, and after it, Let me know how you feel about it. If something really touched you on your heart, or if something helped you out, if something helped you out, definitely share it. I want you to share it with your friends. If you think it might help somebody else out, share it with your friends, family, share it on Twitter, tag me in it, screen record it, sound grab it, whatever you got to do, and share it with your friends, because if it helps you, it might help somebody else. And that's kind of the whole point of me wanting to do this. Like I said, I also want you to have a chance to get to know me better. I know a lot of you have come from my Twitch streams, or maybe my YouTube channels, or found me on Twitter or Instagram, or through somebody else. And I can't always kind of just talk and do what I want to do on my streams or the YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of content, and that's this podcast is my way to do that. But I want to go ahead and jump to the first topic. I know a lot of you probably previously known me as LL Superman or Super, or any of that stuff. Maybe a month or two ago, I decided to kind of rebrand my whole everything, my name, the channel, my look, everything I decided to rebrand. And there was two big reasons. One, money. There's a lot of things that I was running into to where I couldn't do things with the whole Superman moniker. Obviously, DC owns it. So if I ever wanted to do merch, I couldn't do merch. If I ever wanted to come up with better logos, it was hard to create logos because, obviously you hit a name, you know what you're going to associate it with. It was very difficult to expand and want to grow and do the things that I wanted to do with that name. Also, I was young when I made that name. Right now I'm 25. I believe I had to have been like 15, 16 when I made that name. And I kind of it just popped in my head, and that's just what I went with. It wasn't even something like I thought about, or that was the name I went with. I remember within the same hour, I went on Twitch, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, I'm talking about it. I think there's a Tumblr. I think Vine was still out. There's all these websites. I guarantee if you go in there, search it, you'll probably see my name somewhere. I went ahead and claimed the name like everywhere, and then I think I streamed that same day, and then boom. That's kind of where it all began. So that was the LL Superman. And then like I said, I was young. It was just weird. Like I would go in streams, or people who knew me would say it. I'm just kind of like, bro, I'm 25, bro. I don't know. It was just weird. I started to fall in love with the name, so I wanted to change it. So obviously now, as you see, name's Realla. Kind of where I got that from. My favorite animal on earth is a gorilla. I got a tattoo on my arm. If you go on my Instagram, link is down in the description, or if you're listening to this on any of the streaming platforms, it's somewhere in the description. But if you go on my Instagram, you can see my tattoo. I got a gorilla tattoo on my arm. To me, gorillas are very powerful, very smart, and also very caring creatures. So those are qualities that I really, kind of lean towards. So that's where the Realla, the whole thing came from. It's off of play on the word gorilla, right? Also the Realla part, I try to think of myself as a very authentic, like real person. My friends can attest to this. I'm probably my same self in any scenario. I don't really change up the way I do things for the people. Like I tend to be the same throughout. What you see is what you're gonna get. If you don't like it, you're not gonna like it ever. Like I don't really try and change up for anything. I'm a very real, genuine person. So that's where the Realla part comes from. The G, I actually got that part and kept it like that. There's a YouTuber, his name is Tall Guy Car Reviews, and he's one of the people that I look up to as far as like content creation and just life in general, as far as like a celebrity, I guess you could say, or just a YouTuber in general. Tall Guy Car Reviews, we actually share the same birthday, which to me is crazy. I didn't even realize that for a while, and then I think he saw one of his birthday vlogs and we had the same birthday, so it's pretty dope to me. But he calls his people the G Squad, so I was like, okay, I'll put the G in there, keep the G in there, and then boom, that's where Realla came from. That's the origin of it. It's here to stay. I really do love the name. I'm not gonna lie, to me it sounds super dope, and that's gonna be the name from here on out. I don't think I ever see myself changing it. Maybe as I get older, I just might go by my real name. I don't know, but as of right now, and for the foreseeable future, it's gonna be Realla. That's it. And now if any of you guys have been on like my streams or in my Discord, obviously I call my people the R.O.O gang, right? R.O.O gang, right? And some of you have been asking me what that means. So R.O.O stands for real ones only. It's R.O.O, real ones only. Shout out to my guy Flam. I actually got that from him. He might not, Flam, if you're watching this, I appreciate you, my guy. You might not even remember this, but we did a stream a while ago, RP stream, and that's what you called our group that we had. And I don't know, like, it just stuck with me ever since. Even before I decided to change my name to what I changed it to, that kind of just stuck with me. And I was like, yo, that's actually really dope. Like, real ones only R.O.O. I don't think it's claimed by anybody, but I'm claiming it. It's mine. That's us. That's my R.O.O gang. And in gang, it doesn't actually stand for just straight gang, right? Talk Got Car Reviews got a homie. His name is Mr. Organic. Shout to him. He actually says gang stands for going after new goals, right? You're turning a positive or turning a negative into a positive, putting a positive spin on something they try to create negative, right? So that's what it stands for. It's R.O.O gang, real ones only, going after new goals, right? And that's what we try to strive to do every single day. For me, I try to level up every day, get better at something every day, and just keep going for goals. And then once you reach that goal, go for a new goal. You don't ever want to stop, cap yourself, or just limit yourself. You always want to keep trying to level up. It doesn't matter who you are. Michael Jordan, at the top of his game, always needed a coach, right? To keep learning and keep getting better. LeBron James, to this day, needs a coach. I don't care what none of y'all say. LeBron needs a coach. He needs somebody to keep leveling him up. There's always something new you can learn, something better you can get at, something extra you could do to get better. So that's what I really am all about. I know a lot of my people, like in my inner circle, right? Really like me and Kristen, or she goes by K Electric. Shout out to her. My friend Logan, he goes by Hollow S2K. My friend Jamar, he goes by like 45 different names. I don't know what he's going by right now. He's going by, I think it's Big Dog Sinatra is what he's going by right now. But those people that are in my inner circle, right? As far as the content creation goes, obviously I got more people, and you guys know who you are. But as far as the super small content creation ones I talk to on a daily basis, I'm extremely hard on them, and they know. And it's just because it's one of those things where, like, I can see their potential. I know what they can do in their fields and what they want to go for. So I'm super hard on them, on just trying to keep going after their goals and just leveling up, which is crazy because even I kind of I'm a little bit more lenient on my own self than I am with them. But you know what I'm saying? I try and do the same thing to myself. Yeah, right. You gotta forget what the term is. Like, you gotta put out what you get out, what you put in, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, right? You gotta what you put out, get in, and take your own advice. There we go. Take your own advice is what I'm trying to do every single day and get better at that. But yeah, I'm really hard on my friends when it comes to that, but it's because I know what they're capable of, and as long as they're still going for what they're going for, I just try to help push them in any kind of way that I can, and keep leveling up. And even people who aren't in my circle, people I just like to support, you know what I'm saying? I try and help in any way I can, and that kind of thing. But I mean, that's the creation of the new name, the new brand, the new everything that we're going for. I don't want to put that out there because I know I've been popping up in people's streams again, and people are confused. I've been going by that name for like the last 2 months, but some people's streams I'm just starting to get back into, and they see the name and they're like, "Who the hell is this?" I'm like, "Bruh, I gotta explain it every single time." So I'm trying to explain it now so y'all know. So I gotta keep explaining it. I know not everybody's gonna watch it, but that's the name change, the whole movement, everything. You know what I'm saying? That's the explanation for it. Let's talk about what's going on with me, right? Let's go. What's going on with me right now? What's new? Everything. One thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get better at. I'm trying to curse as much anymore, right? I'm actually trying to get back to zero, but I've gotten pretty foul with the language. So I'm trying to get better at not cursing. If y'all remember my streams, like when I first started streaming back in like 2015, 16, I didn't curse at all. Like, it was so easy to edit videos to never curse. My friends would, but I never did. I always had filler words. And then hanging out with people, being around certain people, it just, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of happens. So like, I ain't gonna lie, my language is terrible. So I'm trying to clean that up. So one thing that's kind of new with me. Also, I'm trying to focus on my health a lot better. So there's been plenty of times where in my life where I've had like health issues, not issues as far as like being sick or anything like that, but just with weight, keeping my weight down and staying in shape and being able to just move like I want to move. I've had issues that ever since I graduated from high school. don't play basketball or an organized way anymore. So you don't work out, you don't do that kind of thing. So I've always had issues with that. So that's one thing that I've the last like maybe month or two tried to heavy focus on is just getting better health, right? Doesn't matter how successful you are, how much money you have, any of that stuff. If you're not healthy, you're not wealthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? They hand in hand. You could make $1 million tomorrow and then have a heart attack that same day just because your body ain't healthy. You know what I'm saying? So, and nothing's ever guaranteed, obviously. Nothing's guaranteed, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have your health there. It's right hand with wealth right there. So that's one thing I'm trying to focus on too. Obviously the content, if y'all see, I'm trying to get better with, you know, I'm just saying, putting content out there. Usually what happens is with the content or with the streams, right? I get on a groove where I'm like, boom, boom, boom every day. And I burn myself out mad quick because I'm trying to do so much so quickly, like from 0 to 100, right? And sometimes it works, but a lot of times it don't work. It burns me out mad quick. So I'm trying to ease myself back into the content instead of going full force with it. I also have a new job that requires me to travel. It's actually a pretty dope job. I get to kind of just watch sports all the time and travel all over the country. So I'm not always home. I actually start back in a couple of weeks from today. Today's the 10th of October. So I start back in a few days actually. Damn, time flies. But god dang, bro. God dang, time flies. But this year has gone by so quick. Like, bro, I swear it was just January. Like, it's about to be Halloween. It's about to be this. My birthday's December 21st. It's about to be my birthday in a couple months, bro. That's crazy to say. But anyway, what I was talking about, yeah, I start my job back in October, so I'll be traveling a whole bunch. So I'm trying to ease my way back into the content and everything. But what's cool is I feel like I've got a whole new like love for it again, right? Like, I'm actually enjoying the researching on how to do things better and the editing. I hate thumbnails, but I'm enjoying like every aspect of doing content again. Like, it's almost like it's a new passion for me. And every single little achievement I get just feels better than before. Right? Before, it was kind of like I was just throwing stuff up there, just seeing how it worked, and then just kind of hoping it would blow up or hoping it would get better. But now I'm kind of doing the heavy lifting and more work behind all the videos and the streams and everything, putting stuff on different platforms, trying new things. And then when I see something works, it feels better because I actually, like, I can say that result came from this thing that I did, right? Whereas before it was kind of like, okay, I got 5 views on this and 100 views on this just cause. I don't even know why, you know what I'm saying? Because I just kind of put them out there. But now I'm making that actual attempts at getting better at everything, which is dope. Like, it's really dope seeing those little analytics go up and little things change, and this it's pretty dope. It's I don't even know how to explain it past like I just got a brand new passion for everything, which is dope. Because for a second, I ain't gonna lie, there was a second where I was kind of like, do I really want to do this, right? Because it's not easy, especially with my job now. I mean, traveling, like, I have to bring my laptop with me everywhere so I can edit on the go and stuff like that. It's not easy, but it's not hard. It doesn't feel like work because it's something I actually enjoy. It doesn't feel like I'm doing anything extra because it's fun. I like it when I put up a video and then I get comments that people saying they're enjoying the videos, or people tweet me about a video. People are excited, waiting for the new video. I like it when people are asking me when I'm going to stream and stuff like that. It's really cool now versus before. I kind of took all that for granted. I very early in my career had a decent amount of success, especially on Twitch. Like, I kind of went from 0 to like 500 followers on Twitch pretty quickly, which did have to do with some of the people that I was streaming with at the time. But the success came kind of easily, so I didn't really appreciate it. Versus now, like, any little thing, bro, like, it's really dope. So I'm having a lot more fun with the content and putting stuff out, and I'm glad a lot of you guys, especially I know the ones that are listening to this podcast, are actually enjoying it, and giving me good feedback on this stuff too. So I really appreciate all y'all who take the time out and absorb all the content, or even a little bit of the content. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see everything. I read all the comments. I see all that stuff, all the likes and everything. It's really dope, man. So I mean, that's really all the new stuff that's happening with me right now. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, I think as far as my channel goes too, let's talk about the channel real quick. So one thing I want to talk about before we get into the channel, I want to talk about this. This is something that is very important to me that I want to talk about. I think this one particular thing kills a lot of people's dreams even before they even get taken off. And what I'm talking about is basically, not even basically, the thing I'm talking about is consistency. Consistency, I think, or lack thereof, is the one thing that can 100% kill a lot of people's dreams before they even get planted, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know as far as my career goes, and not even just my career, just stuff in general, the thing I've always lacked is consistency. Like I was trying to talk about earlier, like with the videos, we'll get on the roll, or the streams, we'll get on the roll where I'm like streaming every day, blah, blah, blah. I'm popping out videos, pow, 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 I'm slapping them. And then like, I just stop for like a week. Then I come back, I'm kind of just still doing videos. I'm not slapping them. I'm putting like, kind of like laying them out there, you know what I'm saying? Like dangling them out. And I stop for like a month. Then I come out and put like 2 videos. Then I stop for like a year, bro. And it's like every time I start building a little bit of momentum, I stop and I get smacked back down. And I gotta kind of start all over from the beginning. And it's all just consistency, like, right? And I think what people get messed up sometimes with consistency is they think they gotta go all in, right? Yeah, you want to go all in with the effort, right? Like, for example, for my channel, one of my goals back then was to put a video out every single day. I just want to have a video every day, and I want to stream like 4 times a week. That's not really necessary to get started, bro. What you want to try and do is, and this is kind of goes for anybody who's trying to like get into content creation or streaming or anything. Yes, I'm not the most decorated streamer or content creator, period, obviously. But I know what it takes to get started. I know, like, just think about, if you think about your favorite YouTuber or your favorite content creator, they may not post a video every single day, right? But you know they're going to post maybe once a week, or you know they're going to stream once every Saturday and Sunday. And it's crazy because I've seen streamers stream twice a week and have crazy success, and I've seen streamers stream every day and have crazy success. I've seen people on YouTube post a video every day and go nowhere, and I've seen people post a video once a week and they fly up. You know what I'm saying? But those people who did it once a week were consistent with it. They posted every single Wednesday. Maybe those people who posted a video every single day, they did it for like a month straight, fell off for like 5 months, came back. You know what I'm saying? Consistency is key if you're trying to succeed in anything. I'm not even talking just content creation. In general, right? Let's say you're trying to get in shape, right? For me, I'm trying to get in shape right now. I have that same issue, right? I'll get on track for like 2 weeks, right? Boom, boom, I'm losing weight. And then like I stop for like 4 or 5 days. I get sick or I hurt my knee or something like that. And then like I kind of get reset with my cardio. Then I got to kind of build back, fall back down. I got to build back to where I was and then pass that again. So you like kind of just keep resetting yourself. Even let's even bring it back to, let's say you're trying to make new friends, right? What's the easiest way to make new friends? If you go to just think about it. As a kid, right? You easily made friends with the people who you were in class with. Why? Because you consistently saw their faces. Let's say you go to work, right? You typically will have at least 1 or 2 friends at work. Why? Because you consistently see their faces every single day. You want to make new friends, all you got to do is consistently go to the same spot every day. Let's say it's at your basketball court. Or let's say you go to the same Barnes & Noble or the same Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? Or you go to the same clubs, or you go to the same movie theaters, or anything. You're going to end up making friends at that same spot because you're consistently going to the same places. Anything you're trying to do in life, you want to do it consistently. One of my issues I have with that, or that tends to happen, is I just get overwhelmed with stuff, right? So I try to do so much at one time, and then I get, like I said earlier, I get burnt out, and I kind of end it for a little bit, and then it's hard to get started again, and I kind of get back into it. One thing that's worked for me, and this might not work for everybody, but at least for me, one thing I kind of do is, and I have long-term goals, right? Like I have goals to where like I know what I want to be at in 5 years, or I want to know what I want to be at in 2 months, right? I have those goals. But what I also try and do is I break those goals down into smaller goals. So instead of saying, okay, I want to post a video every day for a month, right? I say, okay, let me post a video every day this week. You see what I'm saying? Let me post a video every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know, see what I'm saying? This week, just for this week. Then when that next week comes around, let me make sure I get it just this week, next week, for that next week. So if I break it down to weeks, instead of saying I want to post a video every day for the next month, for me, it helps because I have that smaller goal to obtain. You also kind of feel better because you could easily get that I'm posting a video every day for a month, but you feel better completing those smaller goals because you're completing a lot more smaller goals than one huge big goal. And then at the end of the day, you still completed the same big goal because you did it every single week. See what I'm saying? Like, you're still completing both goals, but it just seems a little bit easier because you're doing it in smaller segments. You're feeling more accomplished because you get more accomplishment. Just think about this, right? Would it feel better to get an award for everything you did, or just one time for your entire life? Like, if you had a awards cabinet, would you just want one life trophy or a bunch of trophies filled up in that awards cabinet, closet, whatever you want to call it, right? You want a whole bunch. So for me, what I do is I break my goals down to smaller goals within goals. And I kind of just try and stay consistent with that. I think the rule is, like, you gotta do something consistently for 21 days to become a habit. Very true. If that's the amount of days. I think it's 21 days. I'm pretty sure. But it's very true. If you end up doing something for 21 days, like, it just kind of becomes second nature. And that's kind of what I'm just trying to do with all this content and everything is just week by week, just making sure I get that week done, to get the next week done, 2 months from now, I'm not even gonna be thinking about it. It's gonna be autopilot, and I'm just be throwing videos out easily, you know what I'm saying, without even thinking about it. So if there's anybody out there who's struggling right now to get anything going, the first thing I always say is just start it, right? Just start it. Even with this podcast, right? This particular podcast, it's had different names. If you guys have been on my channel for a long time, I used to call it I think it was Inside Super's Mind, right? I did it years ago. I think I did 2 or 3 episodes. And I stopped, and then never picked it up again. So really, this is the first episode back. I've done a couple of their speaking videos, but never really in podcast form. But this is something I've wanted to do for years, and it's 2021, and I'm just not starting it, right? But at the end of the day, I'm getting that first episode out there. No, it's not going to be the best. I'm pretty sure this podcast has been kind of all over the place. Appreciate you sticking around listening, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's kind of my first time doing it, so I don't expect it to be the best it can be. But a year from now, you know what I'm saying, it could be. Or actually, I'm not. I don't really do could. Like I say, it will be, you know what I'm saying, one of the top podcasts out there. And I'm going to have a bunch of people listening to it, enjoying the content. I'll be flowing smoothly, better outlines. A lot of stuff I do, by the way, is off the top of the head. I really don't like to. It's hard for me to go off script. So it do seem kind of over the place. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to do like outlines. But this whole podcast, this whole first one's been off the top of the head, right? I ain't got nothing. There's nothing I'm like looking at, reading from. It's just all off the top of the head. I do feel like I perform way better like that. But with that being said, like I said, you know what I'm saying, you gotta start. You gotta start. A lot of my friends who've gotten into content or want to do content, I always tell them, just, you gotta do that first video, do that first stream, do that first TikTok, first Instagram post. You have to do the first. If you never do the first one, if you get stuck on doing that first one, you can never get started. If you go for your favorite YouTuber, right? Go on their videos, unless they've hidden them. A lot of them hide them for whatever the reasons are. But go on their first videos if you can. Reverse the search from instead of doing newest to oldest, do oldest to newest. Watch their first videos. Watch their very first video, and then go watch their video they just posted. You're gonna think it's 2 different people. Nobody's first video was super dope. Nobody's first video was clean. I'm sure they had choppy edits, terrible mics, bad lighting, all that stuff. It is what it is. Michael Bay's first movie was probably trash. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's first movie is probably trash. Everyone's first anything was probably trash. But you gotta start it. And then you gotta consistently work on that craft to get it to where you want to be. I'm sure right now there's something that you're thinking of that you have wanted to do for a long time. Right? And I know you have that vision of what you want it to be. But it's not going to be there that first day, right? Amazon was not Amazon its first day. Okay, I'm a little bit older. I'm going to show my age a little bit. Do y'all remember Netflix? Again, we're segueing back to Squid Game. Squid Game's one of the biggest shows out right now. It's on Netflix. Do y'all remember when Netflix was shipping out CDs and discs? That used to be Netflix. Now it's a whole streaming platform. I'm sure, I don't know who owns Netflix, but I'm sure dude had this idea of what he wanted Netflix to be, but he had to get it there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't always there. So he had to start sending y'all CDs for a subscription every month. And now it is what it is. Now I'm sure he's rich as hell. Mr. Netflix, rich as hell. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to start. You got to start. You have to start the thing that you want to start and then consistently work on that craft. Don't try to go crazy. You want to put 102,000% effort into it, right? You want to put your all, but you don't want to overwhelm yourself and try to just go crazy with it, right? So consistently work on it. For, like I said, for me, I try and do smaller goals that helps me not burn myself out. But whatever it is, just start it. Start that podcast, start that YouTube channel, start that business, start that whatever it is. Just start it and you're good to go. And it's funny I'm saying that because I just had a conversation with somebody else the other day about a project that I'm working on. And you know, like I said, what I say earlier, gotta take your own advice. So I know what I'm saying. I gotta can't have your cake and eat it too. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, look within it and figure that crap out too. That being said, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I got planned coming for this channel and coming for just for you guys too, as far as like content and I got there's a lot of projects I got in the head that I'm working on. Now there's one thing I want to talk about as far as the channel and the stream goes. I don't think I've officially put out any kind of schedule for the channel or for the streams. So I want to go ahead and do that here. Again, if you made this far on the podcast, I appreciate you listening. Like I said earlier, if there's any part that you kind of have like felt with or you enjoyed, if you're watching the video version, screen cap it. Tag me on Twitter. Let me know what parts you enjoyed or leave a comment below so maybe I can go share it and help somebody else. If it helped you, share it with your friends. It might help them. Or if there's a part that maybe didn't help you, but you know it might help somebody else just hearing it. What's crazy is people don't realize the power of hearing something, right? You could know something in your head, but until you have somebody else tell you that thing, it might not even resonate until you hear it. You have to physically hear it. And you might be like, oh, damn. Like, oh, damn. What's crazy is like, okay, so for example, right, the other night, doesn't super correlate, but I got Princeton. You guys know him as Fight Night Forever in the streams. We were working out, and he's like, Mike, you gotta do some core workouts. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do no core workouts, even though I know I need to do core workouts, right? I know I need to do core workouts. And then I heard a song come on. It's a song called "Dedication" by Nipsey Hussle, which I got the word dedication tattooed on my arm. I don't believe in the term motivation, right? So when people go, oh, I'm super motivated, I'm ready to do something. Motivation is a temporary emotion. Motivation comes and goes. If you're dedicated for something, though, that dedication is there. Like when you're dedicated, that means you are willing to do anything you have to do to get that thing done. That's what dedication is. So I don't really, when people come around me and say, yeah, I'm motivated, blah, 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 I don't really listen until you prove to me that you're truly dedicated to something. That's when I'll tune in and rock with you. But yeah, the song came on and I heard it, and then I was kind of like, okay, like that was like a signal to me that I really needed to do that thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to hear something and then it clicks. So that being said, like I said, if any of this stuff helped you or you think it might help somebody, screen grab it, share it with them, share the video, share the podcast. I really do appreciate that. But now this is actually one of my favorite sections that we're going to do in this podcast. It's the Q&A section. I don't know about y'all, but I really do love when my favorite YouTubers and content creators do Q&As, because I feel like that's the best way to connect with your community. And I feel like that's the quickest way to kind of get to know somebody's point of views on certain subjects, if you want to keep rocking with them or if you don't want to keep rocking with them. So we're going to go ahead and do Q&As. By the way, for every Q&A that I do, if you submit a question, what you want to do is maybe like 2 days before I film the podcast episode on Twitter, I will always tweet out, hey, about to film the podcast, drop your questions here. And each question you ask, you get a shout out for. So especially if you're a content creator, I'm always down for trying to help people get put on or whatever, even though, again, I'm not the most decorated content creator, but my people will always rock with you. So this is going to be the best way to kind of get shout outs, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and start with the Q&A. Shout out to Kay. Y'all might know her as Kristen or Kay Electric. She's always one of my closest friends. We always streaming together, playing games, stuff like that. If you're on my YouTube, if you're watching the video version on YouTube right now, if you go on my most recent videos, she's probably in one of them. She streams on my off days. So I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. She streams every Monday, Friday, Saturday. And we both stream 3 times a week. So go ahead and check her out. Her link is actually going to be in the description below. But she came with some pretty good questions this week. So we're going to go ahead and answer those. I'll answer some of them. So one of the first questions she dropped was, why did you decide to go with invisible braces, and how did you choose which brand to go with? That's actually a dope question. So if you guys been rocking with me for a long time, y'all know I used to have a huge gap in my teeth. Like, what's funny is, in fact, I think I was talking to her, I never realized how big my gap was until I started getting it closed, right? And then, like, I'll go back and look at old, I'm like, God dang. Like, my gap was never something I felt like self-conscious over, because my teeth were straight. I've always had straight teeth. I always had white teeth, but I just had a gap. It was cool. I could do a lot of stuff people couldn't do. I could smile and drink something at the same time. You couldn't do that unless you had a gap. I could whistle while smiling. You couldn't do that unless you had a gap. And this is amongst some other stuff I could do with it. But one reason I decided to close it was for purposes like this. So when talking, especially into a microphone, and you can probably hear it now, and that has something to do with retainer, I whistle a lot when I was talking. And I always had like a not a lisp, but close to one. And it used to bother me hearing that back. And I actually, it honestly, it was a really tough decision too. Just if I wanted to close or not, because I enjoyed having it. For me, it was something that most people didn't have, right? So it was cool that I had a gap. And I mean, hey, females liked it too, you know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all want to believe or not, you know what I'm saying? People liked it, you know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed having a gap, but I felt it was kind of necessary if I wanted to move to a kind of podcast career, just because I didn't enjoy hearing the sounds that were coming from just having the gap. But yeah, like everybody, I had the choice. I had 2 choices. Now it's actually a third choice, which I'm kind of pissed I didn't have that option. What I might have, but I didn't see it when I was doing my research. But you got your traditional wire braces, which I actually had when I was younger. But I got them put on when I was too young. I started having baby teeth fall out, and it was a bad situation. Would never recommend getting braces until you got all your adult teeth, because god dang, that sucked. But yeah, I can go traditional braces or I can go invisible braces. I decided to go invisible braces. One, the faster. My little brother and my nephew also had braces for like 2-3 years. I don't know how long. My little brother had a gap just like I did. His was a little bit smaller than mine. My nephew, he just had some teeth that were out of place, but like nothing even crazy, like nothing. But it just be having braces for like 10 years, bruh. And I ain't want to do that, bruh. Invisible braces are like mine. Again, go back and go on my Instagram or go on my old videos and watch my old stuff. You'll see how big my gap was. It's like a 6-month treatment. It's 6 months, and then you wear a retainer when you go to sleep, which you still do when you wear regular braces. 6 months or a couple of years. Which one are you gonna choose? Then it was cheaper. It was way cheaper. It was like half the price. Regardless of your insurances, it's like half the price. Not even half the price. It's like 1/3 of the price of regular braces. Maintenance is way easier. Pop it out, clean it, put it back in. You know what I'm saying? I can eat whatever I want. I could chew gum if I wanted to. I just pop them out, chew gum, blah, blah, blah. And I'm good. And then you can't see them. So like braces, one thing I hated when I wore braces is I used to cut the insides of my lip and my cheeks and stuff. And then these obviously don't have that issue. And I mean, I don't know if y'all can tell, like if I smile, you can't see them. You can't tell. Like, even when I'm in public, you can't tell I have them on. Now you can probably hear that I have them on. If you notice, I keep pausing every maybe like couple minutes, is because a lot of, and this might be TMI, I don't know, some of y'all got weak stomachs or whatever, but you get a lot of spit that builds up in your mouth from the braces, or the, not the braces, the invisible aligners. At least I do. So I have to like stop and like, yeah, it's gross. I have to like stop and like almost like drink it so it's just not filling up my mouth. Because then I starts it's a whole thing. Um, and then like I don't know. I have an issue. My lips get really dry too. I don't know what that's about. I ain't had an issue before I started wearing these. Um, but that's really the only issues I really have is just that. And then you do talk a little bit funny just because there's this thing that's always in your mouth. So you can't talk like normal. But one thing that was weird for me is talking without the gap. So I've always had this little space to where I can push air through. It's not there anymore. So I literally had to learn how to say certain words differently because over the years, in order to not have a lisp, I had to say words differently. So like I wouldn't have the Mike Tyson lisp or the Michael Strahan lisp, you know what I'm saying? And then once I got this, that air space is gone. So now I have to learn how to say words the normal way. So that was kind of difficult for me. So you talk a little bit funny with it in, but I mean, in other words, like if you just saw me, unless you like was in my mouth, like you wouldn't really know that I had it on. Like, and like I said, it's a 6-month treatment. I don't know if y'all can really see. Let me see if I'm gonna block this light. I'm trying to see if y'all can see. Like, my gap is still there, but it's so small. Yeah, you might not be able to see it. You can't really see it that well. I think it's just because the light is reflecting on me or whatever, but it's almost gone. I only have like maybe 2 months of the treatment or whatever. And then it's gonna be gone. And I just wear my retainer at night. And you Gucci. But I mean, it's been an enjoyable experience. It does hurt. Like the first day of me switching retainers always hurts, and I usually take ibuprofen. But other than that, like it's pretty smooth thing. As far as the brand, I went with Smile Direct Club. Two biggest brands are Invisalign and Smile Direct Club. The Smile Direct Club was cheaper and it was less hassle. They ship you everything, you ship it back, and they ship it back to you, and that's it. Invisalign, you had to like go to the place and do all this stuff, and I started doing mine during COVID, and I wasn't trying to go nowhere. And it was a really good deal too. I ain't gonna lie, it was a really good deal. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know it's funny because when people ask me, I call it Invisalign just because people know Invisalign. If you say Smile Direct Club, it's more of an explanation needed. But yeah, I ended up going with Smile Direct Club. I mean, I've had no issues with them. They literally step by step show you a thing. There's customer service lines you can call if you need help with anything. You break one, you can get another one like I think in case like a couple weeks or something like that. But my experience with them has been great. If y'all want to sponsor me, let me know. Smile Direct Club, I got you. Y'all my boys. But yeah, I went with Smile Direct Club over Invisalign just because of price and then the overall convenience. It was super easy. And I've been enjoying the process. Like I said, it's almost gone. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. Yeah, I think by December I'll be good. Let's see. Another question she asked was, if you could collab with anyone, who would it be and why? Oh, that's a tough one. I really have to break it down to 4. Off the top of my head, there's 4 people I can't choose from, and for different reasons. If I want to talk about 3 of them are going to be like interviews / podcast type stuff, right? And then 1 is just overall content. So one person that I've watched for years, I've actually been in some of his streams, some of his videos, is iMaverick on YouTube. Shout out to you. I think I met Flam first and then found Mav stuff, or vice versa. I can't remember exactly when I met Flam, but iMaverick's someone who I've watched for years. So doing videos with him, I've been in his videos as far as like, you know how YouTubers would do like playing with subscribers, that kind of thing. But doing like collabs with him would be super dope. A lot of people over the years have said I have a very personality similar to his because I talk a lot of crap, and I'm extremely competitive, and he talks a lot of crap and he's extremely competitive. Just why I watch his videos, I resonate with that, you know what I'm saying? So super enjoyable, and I can relate to the stuff he talks about. And he's strong man of faith too. So one thing I've tried to get better at is my connection with God. So you guys didn't know, I do believe in God. I am a Christian, and he's very open about that and things of that nature. So I'm trying to get better with that too. And that's one thing I can appreciate of his, is how openly he talks about that kind of thing, and shows his worship and testimony and stuff like that. Like I've tried to get better at that. But he would be one as far as like the gaming side of things I would love to collab with, and then just talk to outside of gaming, like just one-on-one talk. Now just life and just motivation in general. Like I said before, Tall Guy Carter, I gotta check him out, bro. Like his life story is just crazy. This man went from being in prison to being a D1 athlete, or D2, I think D2 athlete, basketball player, to tearing his leg, to becoming like a coach. I think he was a coach for like a school, or not a school, like a training program. Bought his dream car, started YouTube channel off that dream car. Fast forward a couple of years, he's married to the love of his life. He's driving. He can go get whatever car he wants to get. You know what I'm saying? Drives Lamborghinis, his hack, all these different cars. You know what I'm saying? He's living his life, traveling the world, all that kind of thing. Like his work ethic and just grind is something I strive for daily. You know what I'm saying? So being able to collab with him and just getting me to be able to talk to him and ask him questions, to getting his words on video would be super dope for me, at least. I watch a lot of his videos just for the motivation. Period. Even his latest one, like, he dropped some gems in there. So if y'all ever need, like, if y'all ever feeling down, need some motivation, type Tall Guy Car Reviews, and just watch some of his older videos, or watch his life story video. You'll definitely feel motivated. Another guy would be the Black Hokage, TBH. He would be a dope person for me to collab with. A lot of stuff I like his openness and his realness. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are watching the video version, I kind of got my whole setup based off of his. You know what I'm saying? I took kind of what he laid out and I'm running with it. You know what I'm saying? As far as the podcast goes, so he's got a lot of dope ideas. But I like how open and like real he is. Like he doesn't really change the way he does anything. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of influence because he is so open and honest with the way he does stuff. It's funny, like he'll do like for example, a sponsor stream, and he'll let you know when he's doing that sponsor stream just because they drop in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna tell you, he's not gonna be the one to be like, oh, I'm doing this because I love it, blah blah blah. Secretly, he won't use that product. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got a lot of influence because he's built that over the trust over the years with his community. So they rock with him. You know what I'm saying? I rock with him heavy too. So he'd be someone super dope to collab with. To play games with in general. He's pretty decent at Apex, and just to kind of talk to as a podcast too. And then the last one would be Marquez Brownlee, or MKBHD. I'm a very tech oriented person. I'm very into technology. I like to have a lot of the latest technology, and that can make my life easier. I'm with it. I do a lot of tech research, and just being able to talk to him again. When I say just get your stuff started, please go look up one of MKBHD's first videos and then his latest videos. Please, he's a perfect example of that. You just gotta get stuff started, and then you'll see the success he's had since. You know what I'm saying? And he's been a person that's got to interview a lot of people, from Bill Gates to Kobe Bryant to the dude who runs Apple. I can't remember his name. Sorry. Just all these crazy people off of a YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying, talking about technology. He also plays Ultimate Frisbee at a high level too, which is super dope. But that'd be another person I would love to just kind of talk to and pick his brain, put him in a podcast, and do a collab with. Now obviously there's a lot of other guys too that I would love to collab with, but those are probably the top 4 I can think off the top of my head, answer really quickly. We will probably do a couple more of these. Let's see. Okay, so this is a pretty good question too. So she asks, what are some of the upcoming projects that I'm working on right now? Other than just the content, right? So right now, guys, you guys can find me on YouTube, Facebook, obviously Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. There's one more, Snapchat. Content, all those places, right? Other than that, one of my favorite things, this is something I want to do for a while now, maybe like a year and a half, is I'm working on trying to get like I would say, yeah, definitely a clothing line, merch line / clothing line coming out. I'm working on that kind of hush. I got a few things. If you guys realize, I haven't released a new logo or anything like that yet, and that's the reason why, because I'm tying those in together. So I got I'm working on that. That's a project that's slowly in the works. You should be seeing that come out soon, not like super soon, but soon. Another thing that we're working on is we're trying to build a Discord community too. So if you go in if you're watching the video version, in the description, if there's below, you see my links, click on Discord. You guys can join. If you're just listening to the audio version, go to Discord. If you type in R.O.O Gang, it should come up. Or if you look in the description, I don't know how the descriptions work on Spotify, Apple Music, all those places. But if I can put the link, I will have a link there. But Discord is dope. So the Discord is actually a cool place. I'm always in the Discord interacting with people. We do movie nights in there, so it's a time where we get together as a community, come and watch movies. We're going to start having game nights in the Discord, stuff like that, so where it's just our Discord community kind of getting together. It's a good place to meet new people too, so a lot of us, we're into the same things. We've all come together. We're different shapes, sizes, everything. And it's a good place to meet people. If you need people to play games with, we got places where you can find people to play games with, stuff like that. There's a lot of times where I'm needing people for certain games to play too. So I go in the Discord and ask for that kind of thing too. So I want to get that Discord built up. I've always wanted to have a place where people can just kind of come together, just relax, don't have to really worry about anything else, and just meet other cool people on the internet, which is dope. So I work on Discord as well. This podcast, that's a huge project for me that I got working on coming up. And that's really all I can think of off the top of my head of stuff that I'm working on. This one's going to be kind of coming a little bit sooner, but I'm also working on doing like a fitness journey type thing. I got somebody who's going to be doing one, not necessarily with me, but on his own, and I'm going to have kind of be doing my own thing as well. So I got a fitness journey coming soon. Just so you guys know, I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the back. So over the last couple of years, I have let my weight and out of shapeness go crazy. A lot of factors that play into that. You have your depression, your stuff like that. It's just anxiety, things that I let kind of mess with my head and let that go to waste. And it's just overall not caring about the overall health. But I had let, bro, I in high school, my playing weight when I played basketball, playing weight was like 170 max. Then when I got out of high school, the heaviest I ever weighed was like 190. I moved to North Carolina. I've been here for about a year. I let myself get to 245 pounds, right? I'm 5'10". There's no way in hell I should be 245 pounds. So I've started the fitness journey a couple different times. And like I said, I'm talking about consistency. I've ended it a couple different times too. But I've started back up. And I'm kind of going a little bit heavy with it. I did stop for about a week. I was getting kind of sick and having all this weird stuff happen. But started back up actually a couple days. If you see me, if you're watching the video version, I'm moving a lot, but it hurts. Like if you keep seeing me grab my chest, we just did chest the other day, so I'm a little sore. So I'm in a little pain right now, but I'm gonna have a fitness journey coming soon. So like I said, I got already 245. Within the last month, I lost 10 pounds, so I'm down to 235, and we're just gonna keep going from there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have a fitness journey coming up soon. I'm actually excited for that. That's another thing I've been wanting to do for a while, but just never could get it going. I always had something pop up or jump in the way. And I think it's going to help me, especially because it'll make me stick to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the last thing. That's the last thing I can think of as far as projects that I have coming out. But yeah. But again, shout out to K Electric for those questions. I really do appreciate you asking those. Like I said, if you guys want to ask me some questions, follow me on Twitter. Drop them reply to one of the tweets when I'm talking about the podcast, when I'm asking for those questions, and then I'll give you a shout out. I'll have her name somewhere on the screen, and the question for each question that I'm asking, I'll put it on the screen somewhere, and then her link's going to be in the description as well. So if you want to shout out or you want to go on the podcast, go ahead and ask those questions you always want to ask me. Or if you got topics you just want to hear me talk about, you can also put the topics there as well. That's all the time I got for this podcast. Again, if you guys made it to the end, make sure you guys like the video if you're watching the video version. If you guys are new to the channel, this is the first time you've been on the channel, thank you for listening to this, but also make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys listen to the audio version, make sure you rate it 5 stars, leave a good review. The more stars you leave and the better review, the higher it's going to move up on the algorithm, and I'm going to get more people coming to the to listen to the podcast. Shout out to TBH. Got that line from you. Appreciate you, my guy. That's going to be it. Appreciate all y'all. Love y'all. Keep moving forward. Y'all got this. We got this together. I'm out of here.